Well, hey there, this is Jerry. I'm bringing another episode of What's Broke Today, and today I've got a Generac generator that is leaking oil. That walk out here, he dropped it off, and you know, see by the tire there's a spot. That was from when he dropped it off, and then I just moved it today and I got little spots up here closer to the door. But yeah, when we didn't start looking, my small flashlight, that I got oil on top of the motor, oil all around, you know, up here on top of, you know, around the recoil starter area, all down this side of the motor, and I got not quite as bad, but I got it on the other side of the motor too. So I'm gonna start out. I'm thinking it might be the seal behind on the crankshaft behind the recoil starter assembly. So I'm going to pull that recoil starter off, and then we can look behind there and see what we got. Well, get back with my generator. It'd been super cold where I was working here on it, because you know, all the snow and ice. Because my roof leaks a little, so I got to watch inside because it leaked and then froze on the floor. But what I did yesterday, cylinder leak down test, where I screw the hose into the cylinder, and then it's got a quick disconnect on one end, and I hook it up to my air compressor, and I adjust the regulator to put this up here in the green range, which is usually around 100 pounds of pressure. And then I got to lock the flywheel so it can't turn, and basically I bring it up where it's up on starting compression stroke, so the valves are closed, and I hook the cylinder up to my cylinder leak down tester, and I look at this gauge. And of course, if you have a lot of leakage, it's down here in the red, which is super bad, and you're going to listen in like the oil fill plug, the exhaust, the intake, to see if you can hear any, you know, where it's leaking out of. If you're up here in the yellow, not terribly bad, but not good. My generator, it was up in the green, so I didn't even take the time to go search for and do any listening, because if I'm in the green, we're good. And the only reason I was doing that check mainly was because I had oil in the air cleaner, and more than I should have had. But then I also made a phone call to the owner, and it turns out, I don't think he's ever, this has 347 hours, and I don't think he's ever changed the oil. So I got a feeling the oil is broke down so bad, it was letting it blow through the crankcase breather. But then there's also, if I had it running, you could see oil coming out in between the cylinder head and the engine block. So when I pulled the head gasket out, which I don't know if it shows up, but up here where it's meeting up around the cylinder, it was good. But right down here at the bottom, which has been, you know, where I seen the oil come out, it is all discolored. You know, not as bad on the engine side as it is on the head side, but I'm gonna bet that that was breaking down, and this is where most of my oil was coming out, was right here. So I've got a head gasket ordered, a rocker cover gasket, and a day or two when it warms up, I'm gonna do a bunch of cleaning, and then we'll put this together when all my parts show up. Well, parts finally came in for the generator. I got my new head gasket. I got my new rocker cover gasket. I'm going to start out with, first, I'm actually going to spray some spray gasket on the head gasket, but I have a friend that actually works on a lot more generators than I do. He said that this was the stuff to use on the head gasket on these. So I went up and got a can of it, and let's try this out. He said just spray a nice even coat, flip it over, and do it on the other side. And then pick it up by its edges and make sure it was coated good. And then just set it up on there, like so. And we'll get rid of that. Get a clean rag, wipe my fingers on. And then I put a little bit of grease on the ends of my push rods. I'm going to go ahead and drop them back down in their holes and put them on the lifters. And then I got my head bolts here handy. Now I'm going to make sure I got all the old gasket and everything cleaned off our cylinder head. And then I'm going to slide it down over the push rods. And attempt to line them up with the rocker arms as I put the head up there. I'm blocking the camera, but I got it lined up, and basically I got the push rods in their dimples and push the rocker arms down as I got the head up on the there where I wanted it. I got the first one up there, and now let's get my socket in there. I'm basically going to run these down with my fingers. And then these torqued, when I looked it up, 22 foot-pounds. I typically don't go all the way the first go around. I just go a little bit. And get it kind of snugged up there, and then maybe being overcautious with my head bolts, but as long as it took me to get a gasket, I hate to guess how long it'd take to get a head bolt. Okay. You know what I didn't look up was valve clearance, so let me go look that up real quick. I looked up my valve clearances, and the intake was 6 thousandths, exhaust was 8 thousandths. So we'll take our 8, go to our exhaust valve, and that actually feels really good. So I'm not going to touch that one. Let's see what the intake. Some of what I'm going on is when I do this, I don't feel nothing in the intake, and Yeah, I can't even get that in there, so I got 9mm wrench, and then I'm just using an adjustable wrench. Probably could get a socket and put on that. I'm going to loosen it up just a little, and I do have a little bit of play in it now. That is excessively tight still. And what I was doing, I loosened it a little, and then once I got it broke free, I would loosen the nut and turn the screw at the same time, and then hold the screw and retighten the nut up. Just about there. I got it in there, but it was still extremely tight. See, I went back a little too far. I gotta find that happy medium. Oh yeah, that's better. Of course, should have cleaned this gasket off before I put the head back on, but yeah, I'm gonna even take some of my copper stuff and spray on the rocker cover. Gasket, that is. Okay. Two, three, four. And when I actually get all done, I'm going to take this thing and degrease it, because it's just such a mess from the leak. You know, I'm not putting a torque wrench on this. I am tightening it up incrementally so everything goes down smooth and flat. One is my carburetor. Alright, well, I think I'm going to take this out and clean up the inside a bit. Okay, well, I got the ply wheel back on, which I forgot to turn the camera on, but now it's going to go ahead and put my governor linkage back up here and get all the bolts started in it and Yeah, say my fingers trying to get up in there where I want to be don't fit real well. Okay, well I got the part on for the throttle. And next thing I'm going to put on is the shroud for with the recoil starter. And okay, and then we can do the air cleaner while I'm here. Yes. And a lot of this, they just aren't thinking about you when they put all this together. I think we're down to putting a muffler on. Well, and a heat shield. I'm going to take an air cleaner bolt out, or a shroud bolt out, because that bracket goes behind the shroud, or the recoil starter cover, whichever we want to call it. There's that. Okay, well, I'm going to drain the oil, and then got to see if I think I got a spark plug, but I'm going to look it up and see if I got one. And yeah, we're almost done. Well, generator's all finished up, got the oil changed. I ran this thing for right at an hour, maybe a little over. And you can see over here on this side it's dry. And I did degrease this and wash it off, but I mean, yeah, we got no new residue or nothing new leaking down from the engine. That probably still could have washed it some more, but main thing is it's dry and no more oil leak, and we're all ready to go. Well, hey, I appreciate you watching this episode on getting our oil leak fixed on our generator. That always appreciate those thumbs up for the likes. Appreciate all those questions and comments on the videos, and always looking for new subscribers, so join on in, because no telling what else you're going to see on What's Broke Today. Thank you.